Welcome back to Scotch Hour. This is Noah.
This is Jesse.
And this is Adam.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you both for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
We're
not
excited.
a problem. Yes, uber excited.
Dude, obviously we're all talking all over each other. Sorry. I apologize for
all premature.
These things happen.
Not in that sense. I was born at exactly the right time.
I don't think we're talking about when you're born.
Do not drink and drive.
There's Jesse with his
tip of the week
of the day.
Save of the day. Do not drink and drive. That is our public service announcement.
One of them. We're going to start adding them. Like, don't go. Nah, we can't go there.
All right. So we do have Adam here, who is a special guest with us tonight. Our topic this evening is going to be horror movies.
Yes, he is our Shmee.
He is our Shmee, or subject matter expert. For those of us who don't know who expert.
Sounds like a bird.
So, in any case,
high five.
High five. Yes. With that, though, before we do get started into our, our Smarter Challenge, which really wasn't pre-announced or anything like that, let's go ahead and go back to our old format of starting off with
Scotch Review.
This week on Scotch Hour.
Boom, boom, boom.
SmokeHead. So, we found it appropriate, if you will, my terrible vampire accent. We're vampires from Transylvania, so Hungarian.
Yeah. You sound a little light, though, man.
Transylvania.
It's horrible.
Do a better one.
No, I meant it was really good.
Thank you. We've got the SmokeHead. Islay single malt Scotch whiskey, somewhat mysterious, much like me, Count Jesse Dracula.
All right, so Adam,
Yes.
you were at Bevy's with me today, and you helped me decide which Scotch we were picking out here tonight as Jesse unpacks it here.
Yes.
What was the deciding factor?
For me, I mean, we're doing a horror movie based theme, and I mean, look at the bottle. It's pretty horror looking, so I figured it's absolutely fitting
Or
for
with
tonight's
an
show.
HOR and a WR.
WH
Or E.
OR
E.
E.
I don't know, WHO. Who? Doctor Who.
Okay, so anyways, Jesse, tell us a little bit more about this.
All right, this is
SmokeHead.
a relatively young brand from Scotland. Islay.
Oh, you're not gonna say Islay.
No Islay here. Islay. And this is the SmokeHead branded Scotch. Some interesting things. We don't know all the details yet, but one thing we found appropriate is that this gentleman that has started this particular piece of his company, a lot of people told him not to do it, and he took the risk anyway. And we enjoy that fact. He absolutely enjoys a smoky, salt forward Scotch, if you will, kind of like that flavor you get, like what you smell when you're on the beach. Clears your sinuses, makes it, you're eating a fresh fillet of fish and it's already salted just from the nose. And
With the seagulls flying around and chirping.
Peep, 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 peep. Give me your fry. No.
Hey, you know what I think is really cool about this guy? I don't know anything about him. I didn't know about this. What you were telling us about
Ian McLeod.
Ian McLeod.
Yes.
I think it's awesome that he decided to pursue his dream and said, "Screw you" to everybody else. Like,
yeah.
I mean, so many people told him not to do this, and I think it's important for people to understand and realize that if you're unable to dream, right? If you can't pursue your own dream or your own goals, life is pretty much dead at that point.
Yeah, Ian McLeod.
Just go find a graveyard.
Our hearts go out to you. We've seen your posts on Instagram talking about how so many people told you not to do it and you followed your heart. And we're assuming based on, you've already made it 5+ years. That's kind of a milestone of significance to us. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4, 5. That's awesome. So congratulations. That's why we wanted to really celebrate this.
I completely agree. I mean, as a potential entrepreneur myself, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Man. You got to do it. If
You got to go all in, right?
Follow
you got to go
your
all in. I
heart.
mean, if your heart's telling you
Both
to do it,
inches.
not doing it is going to be so disappointing. You got to follow through with it.
Well, I mean, think about this. This actually kind of all relates back about, I don't know, was it like our episode 4 or 5 when we talked about there's the Stranger's Secret, the guy who talks about like if you don't have a goal, like you're in a ship and you
Gotta
just
have a goal.
Yeah, gotta know where you're going.
Got to have a goal and go for it, man. You just got to go for it.
All right.
All right. Anything else you want to tell us about this particular?
Isla says it all for me. Typically, Isla malts, whiskeys, scotches, smoky peaty, delicious to me. Super excited for this. And we will begin the uncorking.
Let's do it.
The uncorking.
Wait a minute.
Dun, dun, dun.
This bottle reminds me much of a, actually, if you look at the shape of it, Lagavulin.
Okay. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yes, you may. You know, I believe.
I'm not sure
in
if you know about the
seconds.
rules, but one of the rules, I'm not sure which step it is, but I think it might be step 5. You got to swirl it vigorously.
Vigorously. There's
Otherwise, as
many
we
things
like,
I do vigorously.
otherwise, like as we like to say, is you got to helicopter it.
Oh my God,
Okay.
I put my drip on my page.
It's okay. Yeah.
If
There
you
you
put
go.
a drip in your hands and you heat it up, it brings out the aroma.
Well, there's some on the table here. So
Vigorously helicoptering
Oh.
Scotch. Oh my God.
If you're talking about Band-Aids, you got Band-Aids forever here. It's like smoke and peat, like just clobbering each other.
yeah, that's smells amazing.
So what you say it smells amazing. What part of the smell are you getting? You're new to the show, so you have to expand upon.
I am new to the show, and I like the smokiness flavor of it. I really do. I like the smoky of it.
You like to smell the smoky. You haven't tasted it yet, though.
I haven't tasted it yet, but I mean, it's about 1.5 feet away from me right now, and I'm already getting it. Like, I like that.
Can you smell the peat?
Yes,
What's your favorite color of hair?
red.
So you like fire. You're right in.
All
Cheers.
right.
I'm not sure where that comes from, but
Fire,
We'll just roll with
heat, smoke,
Ah, okay.
fire. You need
Yeah.
fire to
Yeah.
get smoke.
Yeah. Come on, Noah.
yeah, I guess I'm the guy who's like. I guess I'm a
I
little
mean,
bit slow.
I thought black
Hey.
hair burned really well.
Sure, it
Jesse,
does, but I mean,
come on, you know
man.
this. I rode the short bus to school. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. How did you manage that? Were they cool? Did you get the same bump off the back of the tail when you went over a bump in the bus? Did you like punch those people when they wouldn't give you the back seat? I know
Exactly.
you did. You're a champion. You're a rock star. You drink scotch, not beer. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Ooh.
When you say hallelujah right there.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is all appropriate because we're about to start talking about some really dark stuff in the horror
It
movie.
totally reminds me of. I want to take his face.
Oh, Face Off, such a great movie. Which one's the better actor? Like, I thought they both did really well.
Oh man, Nicolas Cage did a phenomenal job, but
Rocked
then
it.
again, like John Travolta was equally to the task.
No.
I
We're gonna go.
I'm gonna go with Travolta on this one.
Oh,
You can tell by the way. Yeah,
He's,
Saturday Night Fever, baby.
I love Nicolas Cage better, but
Not enough to lie.
well, I'm being honest here.
Yeah,
I
we
just
didn't
think
ask for
that
honesty.
in the
How do you not? How do you not like Nicolas Cage's like just starting scene when he like walks onto the tarmac with his
Dude,
like
that's literally my favorite
overcoat like
scene in the movie.
puffs out and stuff like that?
I'm not saying
And
I
then
didn't like it.
and then he has a stewardess and so he's laughing. He's like, I can eat a peach for hours.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I
Can you
didn't
eat a
like
peach
it
for hours?
or Nicolas Cage. I just Nicolas
Can
Cage.
you
I
eat a
think
peach
it has
for
to be the right role, and then he
That
nails
was
it.
that he nailed that role.
I'm not saying he did bad. I
That
just
and
think
Gone in 60
in that.
Seconds.
Plus, I always
Oh, yeah,
kind of
60
root for
seconds.
the
Kiss
bad
of the
guy.
Vampire.
And he was the bad guy.
No, it was
Do you mind
John
having
Travolta.
No, John Travolta was the good guy, bro. You got to reverse. So turns out Nicolas Cage is the victor. Good job, Nick Cage.
So I retract my previous statement.
Yeah, Nick Cage is the sexy young skinny guy. Entree. And yeah, man.
Oh, I'm mixing it up with
because you're
Swordfish,
the
where
faith
John
is off.
Travolta was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Now,
That's okay.
Swordfish is the bomb.
Yeah, Swordfish is really good, but like in Nicolas Cage in freaking Face Off, he's like, I'm Castor Troy.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. My fault. I mixed that up.
All right. So these glasses that were supplied to us
Or
by
not Castor Troy.
yeah, they are supplied to us from Debbie Meyer. You might know her, or at least have heard of her.
I've heard her name.
Once or twice, maybe.
Maybe.
And-
Maybe.
All
and
just from the show, right?
Yeah, only from.
You can cup them from the bottom. It creates heat, brings out the scent, or you can not warm it up and keep it from the side. You want to not put your nose
Dark
into
amber,
the glass.
by the way.
Oh yeah, super dark amber. We knew that.
I'm wondering, is that dark amber? Are they using like you said something before about them using artificial smoke? Is this kind of like is this dark amber coming from like liquid smoke?
I don't know. Well, what I will say is it reminds me significantly of a Lagavulin 16. And as in our very little research before the show, we were not able to really determine which Scotch house it is really seeded from, where it begins. And so right now, from my nose, potentially Ardbeg. I'm going more Lagavulin.
It does lean more Lagavulin than it does Ardbeg, just from that kind of like Band-Aid smell.
Yeah.
Because like even Ardbeg, even though the Ardbeg 10, I don't really get the Band-Aid smell as much as I did from Lagavulin.
Yeah, this is right up my street.
Yeah, I'm not getting Band-Aids.
Okay,
Mm.
Yeah, no Band-Aids.
that's good.
All I get is heavy smoke up front with some peat and little to no finish.
Oh, yeah. There's little to no finish on that. Absolutely concur.
It is this is definitely a quarter mile race. However, it's not bad because it doesn't leave a lingering finish of non-existence, if you will.
It leaves a lingering finish of the smoke just because it's so overpowering, but I don't.
Not your cup of tea, Governor.
Well, I think we've already known that this probably would not be my cup of tea. Knowing that I'm starting to lean more towards more the finesse type of scotches, like
Oh, bro,
like,
you're wrong already.
like Macallan and Oban. Not that I don't like a good Lagavulin, because we know I do like a good Lagavulin, but this is to me this is just way too overly like smoky and peaty, which, for those who do like smoke and peat, this is great. But my problem is that it's not balanced. It's just all up front for me. And then the back, there's really no mid palate, and there's really no finish or back palate to this. But it does have, just because the smoke is just so up front, the smoke just kind of lingers.
It's like kind of
That way-
overpowering.
At this point, I'm going
At least
to.
that's just my that's like you guys can say what you want.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just want to interject at this point. When we started this show, we had the bottle laid out on the table.
It looked freaking cool though.
It does look cool. Adam
It does
stated,
look cool.
based on our recent episodes, what? We're only tasting one bottle of scotch this episode? Why is that ironic, Noah?
I don't know why.
because we tasted 4 right before the show.
I don't know if it was so much tasted as consumed for before this.
You
So,
know,
so guest host Adam,
Yes.
what are you getting out of this?
I agree with what you're saying. There is not a lingering finish, but for me personally, I kind of like that. Like it is strong up front, but I like that. Like I don't necessarily, for me personally, want to taste it for 10 minutes afterward. So I like the fact that it's pretty chill, I guess you could say. And I like the smokiness of it. I really do. It's, in my personal opinion, it's pretty full bodied, but again, it's not overpowering. So I quite enjoy it.
Cool.
for myself, I think it is a perfect interjection right before we go into week 4 of our Game of Thrones tasting, where Lagavulin will surface. Because much like Adam, I don't know that I need a Scotch to linger forever. But what I do want is, and to your point, it's early on, but it is a full taste. It's a full body. It's a beautiful amber color. I love watching that in the glass. You know, a Chardonnay doesn't have the same sex appeal to me that a wonderful Bordeaux or Barolo does. Spinning around the glass, watching the sugar rims fall. This is a wonderful color. I want to see that. I love the color. I don't want a pale Pinot Grigio in my glass. I want something that's got substance that pops all over my page and my face and my sweater. You know,
That's the best, really. You want it all over your face,
Yeah,
right?
I will agree though. I love the color. I think the dark amber is a really great color. I just
it does not linger, and I think that's what you're missing. And I don't disagree, because from a Barolo or a Bordeaux, that's what we look for, is this earthy tone this starts with, but it doesn't last. And the Lagavulin does.
I just really would like personally a little bit more in the mid and the back palettes.
I don't disagree.
I just think it just overly hits too much on the front.
I fully agree.
But otherwise, I mean, if you do like heavy smoke and you do like peat, regardless if you want more balance or just front forward, it's a good bottle. I'll still, I mean, I'm sure as the people who watch us know, I'll still reach probably for an Oban first,
Yeah.
or maybe a Lagavulin or an Ardbeg. Just because there's a little bit more complexity in those. This is like just on the bare basis. Like, I want smoke, I want peat. Boom, you got it right here.
I agree. So color scale, we're talking, you know, a 110. This is 8 to 10. It's in that range.
Yeah.
Peatiness, I love peat. For me, a peat, again, it's super high, 8 to 10. Spice, here's where it gets interesting. A lot of people would assume that a strong peat or smoke would mean strong spice. It actually does not have a strong spice.
No,
Spice lingers. For me, spice is around the 2 mark. And then, you know, sweetness.
I would say the peat's actually lower than the 8 to 10 mark.
You think it's more smoke?
I think it's way more smoke than peat.
So you're thinking 10 smoke, 8 peat, 6
No,
peat?
I'd say you're correct in the 8 to 10 area for the smoke, but I think the peat would probably be more in the like the mid range.
I'm going to stick with my goal of, or not goal, but assumption of an 8 peat, only because that's the one flavor in the whole thing that lingers to me. I think it's strong, but I think it's overbodied. It's overcome by the smoke. And that kind of like hides it in that initial taste that also then also potentially hinders its long-standing peat flavor. But finally, for me, it's not sweet, but it is sweet enough.
Yeah. Like,
Where it's lingering, there's no real floral tones that I sense, and there's no real spice. And I think that some of the greatest scotches we have tried on the show, and then we have had many great scotches, that's where the smoke may have harmed its long-standing body and flavor.
like it's just too much. Like the smoke is just kind of overpowering.
Now, I agree, but I also want to say, man, this Scotch has its place. And this would be perfect with a cigar. You're not going to be missing any of those things.
Totally.
I would give you that. I think if I'm smoking a cigar because of how smoky this is,
perfect.
Yeah. And I like that it's not necessarily like a sucker punch to the face.
Yeah.
But
or a sweet dessert. It doesn't, it counterbalances that.
Yeah,
sweetness.
it's kind of right in the middle, especially just off of today alone, the 4 other scotches that we've sampled earlier today. Like, this one is the least sucker punch to the face, but I really enjoy this. I like it personally.
I like it, and as it's standing, the longer I am sipping this, and this may be a part of our flaws, we had those other samples. The body, as I'm sipping it longer throughout the show, is lasting longer.
Yeah, I'm like feeling it like almost into my lungs at this point. Like it's
we may need a doctor.
I think
not like
you don't think so? Give
not
it
like
10 minutes.
waxy it like to where it's like coating, but I still feel it like kind of going all the way down. But
I would, you know what? You guys can take this bottle. I'll just I'll go sit in the corner with the open
Sour
little
beer.
bit.
Bro, I'm not saying that. But
I'll go hang with Little Bay, or I'll go hang out with the Night's Watch. But I'm not.
oh, that Night's Watch is
now
pretty
we're talking
special.
about a fight. Okay, that's not cool.
That's gonna sucker punch you, but in a great way.
Dude,
You're gonna be happy to be
Let's
pumped.
lock him in a closet, give him some more of the other stuff. He'll pass out. We'll finish the Night's Watch, and we'll blame it on him because he said it on the show.
I totally agree.
Like,
We blame
watch
it on
the
him.
edits.
Watch the edits. Yeah, I did the edits.
All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good synopsis. Any final tasting
Yep.
notes? Everyone sticking with it?
No, I really enjoy it. I really like this.
I'm enjoying it because it's a quick drink. It would probably be flawless in a mixer. I think there's a lot of mixing potential
It just
here.
goes down smooth. You're not going to get that off of it like you do
You're not going
some
to
others.
twitch.
It's not
Yeah,
a
no.
long night. It's a short night.
You're not going to twitch and fall off the lunch bench and kick someone's taco out of
Yeah,
there.
no, this is a
Don't kick
Free-
anyone's taco. By
free
the
of
way.
taco kicking zone. But maybe after the whole bottle, you might kick a taco.
Or 2.
It's time for our shout outs.
Guest Adam.
Yeah, last week I have to say that I went to the original Bojo's down in Idaho Springs, and it was fantastic. Great service, great food. Overall, it was fantastic. And then right after that, I also went to the hot springs there in one of the private hot tubs, and kudos to those guys as well. It was a very pleasant experience, and happily go back and do it again.
Which guys were you sharing
Awesome.
your private hot tub with?
All of them.
All the guys.
All of them.
No
Nice.
women, just guys.
Yeah, just
That's what my point was. I wasn't going to say it, but okay. So Adam, shout out to the guy to share his hot tub and fill
Shout out
his
to
needs.
the sausage fest.
But there was
Pissed.
what was that restaurant we went to today?
20 Mile Tap House.
Yeah, 20 Mile Tap House.
20 Mile Tap House. That was an excellent burger. I personally had the blue shroom burger, and it was excellent. That was a big fat burger. And then beforehand we got the
Tachos.
tachos, and I mean tater tot nachos covered in shredded pork. I mean,
And barbecue.
yeah, I mean, there is not one thing that sucks about that.
My shout out for a belated birthday present to my brother Adam here is to the 20 Mile Tap House. So you did your shout out, right?
No, man, shout outs. I got so many this week that I'm going to have to refine it down to just a few, but one absolutely goes to Aiden. Shout out to Aiden. Little man has been working so hard. He's about to try out for basketball. He's got a few weeks yet, but he's practicing. And, today we went to the gym twice. The first time we spent 4 hours there. The second time we spent 2 hours there. We're planning on going back tomorrow, several hours there. And he is nonstop. This is one of his goals, to make the basketball team. He's a freshman. He's trying so hard. And I love the fact that he is pursuing his dream. You still got to do your schoolwork. Still got to do your actual work. And for him, that's schoolwork. There's other chores and the things that life throws upon us, never ending. But he hasn't stopped putting in the effort and the work. He reminds me much of Kobe Bryant. One of my favorite stories about Kobe Bryant, and I will make this quick, but is one of his teammates was saying how, I got up early one morning thinking I was going to be the first man to the court. I was going to go eat breakfast and then go practice. And when I got down to go make breakfast, Kobe Bryant was already there, and he had ace bandages and wraps on his knees. And I asked him, hey man, like, what's going on? Are you okay? What's going on? He realized that Kobe Bryant, and he was trying to be the first man up and on the court and practicing. Kobe Bryant had gotten up 2 hours early, already put in 2 hours of practice, and was making breakfast. And that's my son to me. This guy wakes up at 6 a.m. He goes to the gym. He works out hard. He plays hard. It's about heart, and he has it. And I love that. And I truly appreciate it. Another one to everyone that I work with. You guys have been, with all of the things going on in the world, freight flow here and there. Some of it comes late, some of it's coming early. And with our company, a lot of things are coming early right now. Great job to the company, but you guys have had to face a lot of adversity. And I really appreciate the fact that you have not let that break you, that you continue to strive forward and work so hard as a team, taking care of each other, taking care of the guests. I love it. And then also to everyone who's been on our show. So to Noah, to Brian, to Marissa, and now to Adam, for all of you guys who are helping us put in these extra hours. We work, Noah and I work typically 60 hours plus a week. And then there's our business here. And to those of you who have helped supplement that and been part of it, we truly love and appreciate you guys for doing that. Brian, man, thank you so much. Adam, thank you so much. Marissa, thank you. Especially for the stuff you do outside of this, just being on a podcast. It means a lot to us. And my shout outs don't end there. To everyone who is working hard, dealing with, the aggravation that people don't understand is not in your control. So keep in the game. Don't let go. Be one of the people who is working, not just collecting unemployment.
You can do it.
Yeah, we actually really appreciate you.
Night long.
And some of you guys are working overnight, so I appreciate that. Thank you for your hard work. And it doesn't end there. So
Yeah.
I actually have
That's
one
great.
more shout out
Okay.
to the both of you for putting
Thank
this
you.
on. You guys are such gracious hosts. I appreciate everything. You guys are not failing this. You guys are going for it, and you are all in. And I'm impressed and honored to be here with you guys tonight.
Thank you.
happy
Cheers.
to have you. Cheers.
Cheers, indeed.
And with that, I think that covers both the restaurant and
I broke my glass.
empty.
Yeah, I know. Darn it. Thank you, Jesse.
Really not gonna have a restaurant review because we are cooking dinner. Actually, the prep work is already done.
Casa Noah.
It's for Adam, his birthday. He wanted to learn how to make tikka masala and garlic naan. So Smarter Challenge, we are going to talk about horror shows, horror movies. I guess it really, there's like a whole lot of room here. We didn't have any stipulations to it, so we can talk about directors, movies themselves.
Let's go three directions.
Okay.
Adam, you get to be starting. Actually, no, Adam gets to finish up. We're going to go reverse order. I'm going to start, Noah, and then Adam. We're going to talk about 3 subjects for horror movies. For me, my subject is going to be really easy. Noah, then Adam. My subject is, what is a horror movie to you? And then, so Noah, what's your topic you want to cover?
On horror movies?
Yeah, so mine is, what is a horror movie to you? So some people would say that reality is horror. Other people were saying it's Friday the 13th, completely unbelievable.
I would say a good horror movie has to not only like make you jump a little bit, but also entertain you. Which means that it could be kind of humorous too. Because I mean, there's some great 80s slasher movies that made me laugh. There are some great horror movies that made me jump. And there's only really honestly 1 or 2 that's probably truly scared me. And there's definitely one to this day I still cannot, and most likely to my grave probably will not watch again.
I would agree with that. There's one that I don't need to see again, for sure.
The Exorcist?
Oh no, I love that movie. I watch it all the time. Split pea soup, man.
I don't know what that is.
When
That's what-
Linda
that's what
Blair
shows up.
pukes on the priest and whatnot,
That's
they use split pea soup.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I would, so for me, just about like entertainment value, I guess, out of it. So
All right.
what's your stipulation, I guess?
Man, I mean, I feel like you guys kind of surmised it there. I mean, it has to be entertaining, obviously. I mean, if it's not entertaining, what's the point? And, you know, I love a good scare. I also like humor in horror movies as long as it's well placed. It
I would
can't
agree
just
with
it can't just be humor for the sake of humor.
Right.
It has to be well done. But again, like I feel like you guys kind of surmised it there. So
Okay.
it's
So
yeah.
Jesse, do you want to talk about a movie or 2?
No, I just was going to say that's really my first point. My key point is we're really defining what a horror movie is to us. And I agree with you guys. It puts me on the edge of my seat. It saw some, not necessarily comic relief, but definitely relief. Jaws, The Exorcist, Poltergeist being some of the early ones on. So I think that's the big piece, but that's really what I wanted to help clarify is to us, to our viewer, what is a horror movie to us? So as you define a horror movie, the definition can vary greatly, and I think that's ours.
I think there's a wide range and a wide definition for what it makes a great horror movie.
and I guess you could kind of relate it to Scotch in a way. I mean, we all
This horrible Scotch.
well, I mean, we're all going to taste Scotch differently. And so therefore we can all interpret horror movies differently as well.
So let's start it off this way. What is one horror movie that it has a bit of comedy or is like comedy driven, but it is a horror movie that you liked?
Well, just right off the bat, the first thing that popped into my head, I'd have to say it is more of a comedy, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That is a
is
phenomenal
great,
movie.
but not
Love that
necessarily a
movie.
horror movie.
It's not a horror movie, but it's not a horror
You're not
movie.
wrong, but I'm going to
I
go
think
with
it does. I think it does fall in the horror category, though.
Oh, I'm positive it falls in the horror movie category.
Here's
But
where I struggle is because I don't disagree, but I was never scared. You never put me
Oh,
on the
no,
edge of my
no,
seat.
I was
but
never
that's what I'm
scared.
saying. I'm just saying, like, for this category right now, it's comedy horror movies.
But I need to be on the edge of my seat for it to be a horror movie.
okay.
okay.
So for me,
Comedy horror movie.
it's a happy Death Day. I think is what it is, or Happy Death Day
Yeah.
2 or something like that. Like the chick, it's almost like a Groundhog Day, but she keeps dying over and over and over again, and the person's trying to figure out who killed her. I'm talking about the original one, not the second one, but
Okay.
I think that was a very entertaining and fun one. I do have a secondary one, but I will hold off on that. I'll let
Go for it, Jesse.
I mean, for me, and it's interesting because you guys would have said something had I been a comedy horror movie. It would have been Army of Darkness. But for
That
me,
was my secondary one.
yeah, but for me, the initial one then becomes, because it's Army of Darkness is the third part of
Shop
the series.
smart. Shop
Shop
S smart.
Yeah, but Evil Dead, it actually had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
There were some comedy parts because it's so
But the
ridiculous.
original Evil Dead was not intended to be humorous.
But it was.
Well,
but
then
it
they
was.
failed.
It just, it's not that it failed. It's just, I think it's.
They failed at their
if
goal.
any of you medieval beeps,
This is my boomstick.
totally. But that didn't come out until
That's Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
yeah, that's
but like
episode,
with,
that was episode 3 of that
yeah,
3-part
but
series.
Evil Dead, it was not.
It's a gore fest.
It's a gore fest.
I think
and
technically, I don't really think it falls in the comedy. I think it falls more under gore.
So not a scary movie. So that was
And-
part of the point
but
of
the-
us defining
but
it.
alone, I think the cinematography alone in Evil Dead is fantastic because, like, the scary thing that's coming at you, you never see it, and so it just leaves that.
it's like this hand.
It leaves it to the viewer, which I think makes it even scarier. Which
Yes.
it
It's a
also,
witch.
it's not a horror movie, but it makes me think of the scene in Reservoir Dogs when dude's getting his ear cut off. But while he's getting his ear cut off, the camera pans around 360 degrees. So you never really see what happens. It
Except that
just
you see
leaves
his
it
ear
up
was
to
cut
you to, like, you see the beginning and the end, but it leaves it up to you to interpret what's going on in between that time, which I feel that makes it even scarier. And so I really like that aspect of it.
All right. That's good. So I think, all right. So, but would you put, to Marissa's, input last week, would you put Stephen King movies in its own category?
No, I think they can be horror movies, and I think that the original Pet Sematary to me was.
Oh, that was by far better than the second.
Oh, I agree. I so agree.
Not only is it just a better movie, but Colin Farrell can't act his way out of a wet paper bag.
Colin Farrell wasn't even in the second movie.
Yeah, he was.
Was he? He wasn't. What was he?
I think he was the dad.
I don't think that was Colin Farrell. I could be totally
Pretty
wrong.
sure it was. Yeah,
Dude,
Google
that's
that.
I know I had John Lithgow. John Lithgow was a weird neighbor next door.
Yeah, Judge, or not Judge. Yeah, the old guy next door. Oh, but since you kind of brought up what was mentioned last week with the movie It.
Oh, yes. This is Adam had a very great point. Please.
So the original release of it, yes, I will agree that it's not as technically scary or as much of a horror movie as the new movies were, but the original release of it was originally a made-for-TV mini-series. I believe it was 3
Yes, it was.
movies, and so
3
it
one-hour
was, for
segments.
lack of better words, family friendly. So no, it's not as scary. Okay, I was wrong, but
Just take it in the rectum.
okay.
Again, back to the hot spring.
But also at the
Share your
same
stool.
time, you absolutely cannot discount Tim Curry as Pennywise.
Tim Curry, phenomenal.
Absolutely
everything
phenomenal.
he did. My favorite role of his is not, so many good ones, but it's Clue.
That is my favorite movie of all time ever. I love that movie.
I would agree. I think Tim Curry's best role is in Clue.
Oh man, Rocky Horror Picture Show is.
I mean, that's
close
right up
second.
That
there.
is.
But Clue, Wadsworth was his name in that movie. Yeah, I'm a horror movie fanatic, but Clue is my all-time favorite movie ever.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Being that you are a horror movie specialist,
Okay.
what is the pinnacle of horror movies for you?
Okay. Well, you mentioned movies that you definitely do not need to see again, and that immediately made me think The Human Centipede.
Oh my god!
Saw it
Never
once.
saw it.
I do not need to see that movie ever
Good.
again.
Like, I don't need to see it again. The
Have you seen that
second one-
movie?
No, but I heard about it and that was enough for me. I was like, I don't need someone be digested through 12 different bodies eating and
It's
crapping.
Yeah, you
don't-
I think one time is good.
like I watched it with two of my buddies, and we're all a bunch of like death metal fans, and we're into like gore and everything. And, when
And
the
at the
movie
end of the movie, you're like,
well, when it was over, we
yeah.
all sat there for like 20 minutes, just, and not one of us said a word for like 20 minutes, just like,
Would you like another pour?
And you guys are all like this. You guys are like, that is bleeped up. Like, what the fuck? I just said it. What the fuck? We just
Please do not drink and drive.
I mean, the second one wasn't much better, but I mean,
no, it did not.
if I was going to watch one of them
Never
more than
watched
once,
either of them.
it would be the second one, but I definitely do not need to see that movie again. But for sheer horror, like, there's no comedic factor, and it is just horror based.
It's just terrible. It's
Horrible, not
it is-
horror.
Right. But another movie beyond that, I got to go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh.
The original
The original is fantastic. It's
or the
timeless.
remake.
The remake was pretty
the
good.
original remake by Marcus Nispel, I believe, was the director, and that movie is just damn scary. It is. Like, I love that movie, and again, like the cinematography, like when the chick blows her head off and they pan through her empty skull and everything, like.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't choose like something like was it something 1,000 Corpses by Rob Zombie or something?
Rob Zombie's
I
a
love House of a
bad
Thousand
man.
Corpses, but if
That's what it was.
House of a Thousand Corpses is amazing, I love it. But also the follow-up movie,
Yes.
Devil's Rejects,
Better.
Oh
Devil's
my
Rejects
God.
was better.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go there.
I just went with the first thing that popped in my head, man. And I absolutely love that movie. And I don't think Sherry Moon is that great of an actress, but she kills that role. And same with House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, those movies were literally made for her.
Okay, so I gotta ask you all here, what is the best horror movie series?
Friday the 13th, hands down.
Okay.
You may have said it's unbelievable, and
No, I wouldn't say that, but I think actually Halloween's the best to me. Which is
okay.
it's tricky because I will tell you what. Actually, I'm gonna retract that. Give me 1 second. I'm backtracking. I'm actually gonna go with the series that was the best horror movie series for me was Nightmare on Elm Street because it is the series that show after show after show put me on the edge of my seat, believable or not. At the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to go to bed.
I will absolutely say that I think for, let's say, like the death scenes and whatnot, I think Nightmare on Elm Street was like the most creative. But I think just the movie itself allowed for that because it's in a dreamscape. So
Wes Craven did a
anything
great
was
job.
really possible.
Yeah.
Hats off to Wes
Wes
Craven.
Craven did an awesome job with Nightmare on Elm Street. Friday the 13th, I would agree up to a certain point. I think after it got like a
Jason X was.
Halloween was pretty
Terrible.
damn good though too.
I
Halloween,
really liked the original remake by Rob Zombie. That was a damn good film.
I thought the newest one that came out, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? I think it was pretty good too.
Yeah.
For me, horror movie series, I would probably go with Saw.
Ooh, that's my
Okay.
son's favorite.
I do like Saw. I think because it has like a whole like puzzle piece and it's kind of torturous and it is. I mean, I never found it being like scary, but it does fall into the horror category.
The one that really, I mean, the contraptions and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the scary part is like
Exactly.
the contraptions. The one that got me was like the pit full of needles.
Yeah.
Just fall ass first. Save your head and your heart.
It doesn't matter what part lands in it. It's a pit full of glass needles, dude.
Doesn't
Nope.
matter. It was just save
But,
your life.
yeah.
With saving your head and your heart.
Oh,
I
Science.
always
Yeah.
thought of like,
Oh.
because all these people are being punished for something that they did. And I think when you look back on it, you have to go look through your life. Like, you may have made a decision for yourself that might have been good for you, but it was terrible for someone else. And these people are having to come back and live through that again and having to rectify a bad decision.
Yeah, I cannot argue that.
Yeah.
I
Another good series. What was it
I
called?
love Hellraiser too.
That's
Hellraiser.
pretty frightening.
And I know some of them are kind of cheesy, but
Sex is scary.
I don't know. For me, it's more of like just the mind game of it. Like I recently read the entire series. Was it the Hellbound Heart, which is where it was originally
Clive
based
Barker.
off of? Yeah,
Yeah.
Clive Barker.
I love
book,
Clive
and
Barker.
so good. And I mean, the movies did an okay job with it. You're never going to capture everything in a movie. But Hellraiser, and I mean, come on, Pinhead is absolutely iconic.
He's definitely iconic, and Jason's iconic.
Freddy's iconic.
Freddy,
Michael Myers is
Michael- yeah.
iconic. I mean, they're at this point, they're literally heroes.
Come on, Ash.
I mean, Iron Man.
Oh,
Ash is a hero, but he's not the bad guy.
He's
he's
not,
not the bad guy, but he's part of a horror film, and he's iconic.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
Iron
is.
Man's iconic too. There's, I
I mean,
hear what
Ash versus the Evil Dead. That TV
Is
series is
hilarious.
okay. So since I just brought up TV series, since I just brought up TV series, what is your favorite horror TV series?
Right off the bat, the first one that pops into my head is NOS 4A2, Nosferatu.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I thought the book was amazing, and the show was pretty accurate. Like it wasn't 100%.
There's actually pretty good acting in it too.
Yeah,
with the TV series though on that, I'm not really sure I like that girl that drove around on the motorcycle and stuff like that. I mean, she might have done a good job or portrayed portrayed the character well, but her as the actress, I'm not really sold on.
I can agree with that. But I mean, Zachary Quinto,
Zachary Quinto, he did an awesome job.
he kills every role that he's in, and so yeah, just first thing that came to mind, I really like that.
Okay, horror TV series for you.
Yeah. So my struggle here is I don't really watch TV. So the closest thing I have is Ash.
All right, Jesse. So what is it about Ash versus the Evil Dead that you liked a lot?
One of the first things is I don't watch a ton of TV, but I had to watch it because I loved Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, who can complain about those three movies? They're great.
Amazing. And
that series. El Jefe. Come on. That series was awesome.
Oh,
and
my
the
God.
chick, she was pretty hot too.
Not only was she not react first, think never.
no, it was a great series and definitely comical. Had me on the edge of my seat a couple of times that I can remember right now, and I wanted more. I was so sad when it ended.
So the one horror TV series that I would choose is American Horror Story.
I knew you were going to say that.
Who does not like AHS, man? I think Lady Gaga did phenomenal during like the hotel series. My favorite personal is the Coven, followed by Apocalypse. But this new series that just came out this season, with the vampire.
84? Oh, no, I haven't seen the newest one yet.
Oh, you haven't seen the newest one?
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah. So they take this, like, if you're an artist or if you're creative or whatever, and if you're good at your craft, you take a pill and you become like a superstar, but you have to drink blood.
Or take a blood pill, theoretically.
Small
Yeah.
price to pay.
But if you take the pill and you have like no talent, you turn into like a mindless zombie vampire.
Oh.
So there's the difference. You're either going to continue to consume, ultimately, and Noah's right, blood, or become a zombie.
Okay.
Which is really cool. But this past week they started. It's called Double Feature. So this past week they started in with the alien. So like they ended the vampire part of it. Now they're doing the alien part of it, and they're starting off with if you know anything about like history and I guess conspiracy theories and alien theories or whatnot. It's starting off with Eisenhower and Roswell, and when he first meets the alien,
yeah.
Okay.
and it's pretty cool.
I think this is the flawless time for a perfect tangent. Vampire versus werewolf. Adam, what's your favorite?
Vampire all the way.
Hell yeah, Noah.
Vampire all the way.
Yeah, vampire all the way. Why, Adam?
I mean, right off the bat, they're fucking sexy. They're
They are.
darn sexy.
Male or female, they are flipping sexy.
They are flipping sexy.
A, they're sexy. B, they get whatever they want as far as like men or women.
Unless you're
Yeah.
going up against another vampire that's more powerful.
Exactly.
Right.
And like they're wealthy. They live forever.
Oh man, they got style.
They totally got
class.
style.
They enjoy life. The only downside
like
is the
if you
sun.
if you look at a vampire, they usually are portrayed as being like trashy, like low end. Like they don't keep. They're not well kept.
What movies are you watching?
You're watching the wrong vampires. I know what
No,
I
I'm
was
talking about werewolves.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Like most of the time, werewolves are like those people who are portraying werewolves. They don't
Dogs.
live very good lives because like their clothes are always shoddy because they know they always
They're
rip
like
up
the
their clothes.
slovenly ones, if
Yeah.
you will. Yeah, totally.
Whereas like the vampires are like,
Like, look at my badass castle. I got these sweet wenches.
I got the major ducats. I got the castle. I got the.
scotch for days.
for years, decades, centuries, even.
And then werewolves are like, screw you, bro. I got my beer and I got like my bros and
4 fingers.
screw you, man. The mood's full in,
Bark,
and I'm gonna go barking and howling and eating people.
All right.
yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Vampires all the way.
vampires all the way.
All right. Now back to best TV shows.
Well, you mentioned AHS, American Horror Story. Personally, my favorite is season 1.
I love season 1 too,
I
even
had a
though I
hard time
hated
season
it.
one.
But
That's
I
not
loved
what got
it.
me into it.
I 1, 2, and 3. I think in that order are my favorite.
2, which was I think not coming,
No,
but 2 was
Pre-show.
No,
nope.
That was 3.
2 was the
Asylum.
Asylum. Yeah.
Asylum is what got me into American Horror Story.
Okay.
Then I went back and watched the first one, which is something
The Murder House.
Murder House. But my favorite though, all time, is got to be Coven. With the
Coven
witches.
is fantastic,
And that's
and
the-
Kathy Lee Bates is amazing
Yeah.
in it. But my only qualm, which I think most people will say about American Horror Story, is they can't seem to write an ending. With the exception
That's
of
the point. That's
1984,
continue.
it's not that it has to continue.
Akashic
It's just
records and
they're
reincarnation.
just their endings.
Well,
are
yeah,
not
I mean,
good.
you think of like Asylum. Asylum was going great, and then all of a sudden, like you had like the aliens popping. Like, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a tie into this most current episode.
Maybe, I don't know. And then what I did like about Apocalypse though was how it tied in like a lot of the previous seasons.
True.
Reincarnation.
And I do like how they bring in a fair amount of the same actors and actresses. Like, I think that's pretty cool because it shows like their versatility and like what they
Yeah.
can do. Like, I think that's pretty darn cool.
Versatility, act the same role 6 seasons in a row. Yeah, kudos.
So earlier I did mention one movie that I can never watch again, and that's because I was probably like maybe
Pretty in Pink?
6 or 7 years old, maybe younger. I'm not really positive, but I do remember I was staying up late. Mom and dad were upstairs sleeping, and it was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. Totally freaked out when I watched The Exorcist.
I agree with you. That
Oh,
was
really.
freaking
I
scary
love
one.
that. I think
Well,
the
I
first
mean,
time I
he-
saw it, I was like 10. I
But
loved
see,
it.
there's a difference. You're like 10. I was like 6.
Okay.
And when I saw the little girl's head turn around, and it was like at 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight or something by myself.
Okay,
Myself.
Okay.
That freaked me out so bad when I saw her head turn around and like the puke and all that stuff. I like, for whatever reason, like hearing that music, I just can't do it. I can watch Exorcist 2. I can watch all the other Exorcist movies. I can watch the TV series Exorcism, The Exorcist, the TV. That, by the way, was a great series.
Yes, it was.
And ended way too soon.
I agree. Like it needed
But the
like
original Exorcist,
23 more seasons.
yeah. But the original Exorcist, I can't do it.
Huh.
It freaks me out too much. Probably because it like scared me to my bones. When
The
It's
Exorcist
just residual.
scares me because when I saw it, I was about 6 years old. My sister Jennifer was about 5 years old.
Which one?
The Exorcist, the original one. And about halfway through the show, when her head's spinning around,
Yeah,
all of
right.
a sudden I hear my sister making noises because she was asleep in her room. And I literally was trying to go to the bathroom and I had to go so bad. And I was like, nope, I'll hold it for the rest of my life.
So you're about 6 years old when you first saw it
Dude, it
too.
was the worst. To
So you
this
guys
day, I don't
literally
like
thought
it.
at the same
rest
time
of them,
in your
2,
lives.
3 on jokes. The first one, nope. I'll just die going to
You
the
know,
bathroom
there's
in my
a-
own blood.
There was a good portion in my life where like when they would show like the, you know, when Halloween comes around and stuff like that, they'd show the advertisements for The Exorcist, and I just put it on mute. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't hear the music. I just can't do it.
Oh, dude, that song is so iconic.
It is, but for whatever reason, it just because it scared me so bad when I was a little kid.
Just can't do it.
I just can't. I can do it now, but for a long time I couldn't do it.
You know, I want to throw a shout out to this movie. It's a Japanese film, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but
That's the wrong guy.
Grotesque. The movie Grotesque.
I never seen that.
Watch it. It's a torture film.
I've heard of it, but I also have not seen it. I had
It's-
no interest.
I mean, I say torture film, and I'm gonna reference like Human Centipede, but it's not.
Is it like
not
Barista
the
and
same
stuff like
kind
that?
of torture? Say again.
It's like Hostel and Teresa. Hostel was a good-
Kinda.
Hostel was a good series.
It is basically people are kidnapped, and yeah,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that like when I was
dude,
younger.
I love
could not
that
handle it.
movie. Love it, love it, love it. And also, I don't
Sleep
know what made me
well.
think about it,
No,
but
Sleep well.
Sleep well.
Thanks, Jesse.
I will.
I'm gonna be passed out.
So hey, Jesse, you know what would be really cool? You know those twinklet lights or whatever? If we could have speakers outside and hook it up to a computer and like have like that music playing outside like with speakers with lights that go.
You say outside, I'll be playing that all night long, like every hour. As soon as I hear, I'm like,
Yeah, you're gonna like freak me out. Like,
no, it's gonna piss the bed.
don't worry. Like, hey, if you wake up with a knife in your chest, you'll know why.
I'm gonna have my shit locked down, man. I'm gonna be ready for the purge. Be like,
Just
fucking, those
a
bullets sound mighty close today.
just a
Or
random
just another
side
good one,
note.
though.
If nobody else caught on, Noah, you and I are brothers,
Oh yeah,
and
No, you're
Half
not.
brothers.
we're brothers.
I don't believe
And
but you look at
I do find it very funny that you and I, Noah, both find horror movies
awesome.
not only that, but generally funny. Like when people
Oh, yeah.
die, we laugh.
We do. I remember. So Brian, right? He's not here to talk for himself, but
Weird.
Brian and Kathy,
It's because
his
he ate that
mom.
marble cake.
When we were younger, we used to go see
Poisoned.
We used to go see like spooky movies and stuff like that. And it got to a point where Brian and Kathy like, we're never going to see another horror movie with you because you laugh all the time.
And then Noah took me to see Schindler's List.
That always has pop-ups.
Turns out it was a horror movie that was also funny at a couple of points. So
All right,
Next
so
topic.
not really funny at all.
No,
Or we
definitely
didn't go
not.
see it.
next topic. Okay.
So anyway, how was dinner? It was great.
Tracy was awesome.
Okay, so
So was Bugsy. That was a good movie.
Yeah, Bugsy was, but it's not a horror movie.
Oh,
Did we
That's
see
not a
some
topic.
horror movies in high school?
Because we had our little pause, I mentioned Colin Farrell in the Pet Cemetery movie. I was incorrect.
I don't know
We
what pause
know.
you're talking about.
I should have.
The pause
Okay,
rate,
but-
the bag of Doritos.
Well, no, when we paused, I did a little bit of research and found out that I was absolutely incorrect.
Talking
in
about
refer-
Friday night.
Yes, I was talking about Fright Night, not Pet Cemetery. Regardless, regardless, Colin Farrell still can't act his way out of a wet paper bag. Just saying.
I will say this. If you're gonna watch Fright Night, you have to watch the original.
Oh, the original is where it's at. The remake was.
Although you
crap.
remember we talked about this. Was it you or was it Brian that talked about how like Fright Night is supposed to be about homosexuality or something?
Yeah.
What?
This guy, he ruined
That's
it
what
for
I
us.
said. And that's what Jesse said.
We're like, he's trying to sleep with this guy's mom, not his dad.
And the main character is all about his girlfriend, and the vampire is all about his girlfriend, and like, but it's supposed to be like some like homosexual something,
Like a homoerotic.
yeah.
Which we're
And
totally
hell is
into, but not with Fright Night.
I know you. What the hell, dude? No, you're wrong, bud. You're wrong. You're wrong. Just saying.
He is.
Oh yeah, you're wrong, Brian.
Oh,
And apparently the aliens got you and popped
so
you.
like with horror movies though, we could talk for ages here. We are close to our hour, probably slightly bit over, but number one, just quick round robin, not explaining anything. Favorite vampire movie?
Oh man, Bram Stoker's. It's so good.
Oh, so interesting you say that. Mine is that's the second one, Dracula Untold.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah, you did.
Go.
I was gonna say Bram Stoker's as well.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I love that movie, but Dracula Untold gives me hope.
All right, next one. Your favorite zombie movie?
Ooh.
Favorite zombie movie? I'm gonna have to go with the original Night of the Dead.
Oh,
That's a great one.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes,
That's a
but
good one.
that also falls into the comedy category, which
But it's still
a horror
I
movie.
see when the guy's
but
like in the
it's-
shower.
The thing that gets
Guy's
me
taking
is
that
is
piss.
the running zombies. Zombies that are fast. I just don't get it because rigor mortis. I don't see you being fast with rigor mortis.
All right, I'm gonna go with Zombieland.
Oh, dude,
Great
you
movie.
to me that's so good. But you know, Shaun of the Dead is still funny.
Oh, it's
Shaun of the
great.
Dead
It's
is
great.
freaking awesome. I love it.
Zombieland is
And
amazing.
Zombieland is
Zombieland
also a comedy, but
2 is also hilarious.
Yeah,
Of course they couldn't find
Actually,
her.
you know what?
Yeah, their brains.
I really have a hard time deciding which one I like more, Zombieland or Zombieland 2, because that whole like love triangle in Zombieland 2 is hilarious.
so good. So good.
So good.
Okay. Favorite, so we already talked about vampires and we talked about zombies. So outside of vampires and zombies, favorite monster movie?
Monsters? Oh man. I mean, can I use like Jason Voorhees as a monster?
I think that'd go under slasher.
Okay, fair enough. Favorite monster. Oh, The Thing.
Oh my god, I was
Thing.
gonna say that.
The Thing.
Literally.
I would have to say the original, absolutely, hands down. But the more recent movie, it's not a remake, it's a prequel, but I'd have to say that one was pretty damn good as well. But The Thing with Kurt Russell, yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Now, can you say that aliens or predators are monsters?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So then Alien versus Predator all the way.
That
Okay.
movie, not
Yeah.
just Alien.
No,
aliens and not
versus
just Predator.
Because
See,
you are
I
forced with two monsters.
I probably would have gone with just Alien.
No, man, I'm going aliens versus Predator because you realize that there
Because
are
Alien
good and
was
bad
scary.
monsters.
Alien was scary, and Aliens was really scary too, and
Yeah.
Predator was really scary.
Aliens versus Predator. I was like,
I was like, it was.
You
It
got the
seemed
whole
more
alien
Hollywood.
aspect that absolutely brings in extraterrestrial reality potential. Unlike the other two, it brought in the reality potential of pyramids, which we know exist, in Antarctica, which we know they're hiding. And say what you will, we're not
Well,
allowed
why
to
are you looking at? Why are you
don't
looking at me?
travel on this ice because there might be
Okay,
nothing
but
there.
you could also say like Freddy versus Jason was the best one of the whole series.
could.
but it's not.
But
I mean,
Alien versus
Jason
Predator
definitely
was.
would have won.
Alien versus Predator is entirely believable.
All right, so my favorite is The Mummy with
Tom Cruise. I loved that movie. Most
Really?
people hated it.
Yeah, I loved it.
it.
Interesting.
Also, the chick was hot, and Tom
Yes.
Cruise is hot.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Never seen a Tom Cruise movie I hated. Only saw one of all of his movies. I was like, meh.
I don't think he's a bad actor. I just
Oh,
don't
neither
like
do I.
him.
Really?
Oh, talking about Tom Cruise real quickly. Top Gun 2 is not going to come out until next summer.
Maverick.
So
Really?
You broke
Haven't they
our
been
hearts.
working on that for like years already?
Yeah, we'd already like tried
yeah,
to reserve
we were
whole-
working on reserving a theater in November for all of our patrons here in Colorado to go attend it. But we're gonna have to change that up here. We're in the talks of maybe doing what was it? Matrix
Resurrection.
Yeah, Matrix Resurrections.
But we may just make till Maverick and make it a bigger party. And
But any case, all
Drink
right. So
more
last
Scotch.
one, and then we'll do our wrap up here. Favorite horror comedy movie.
Tapes are out.
Man, I hate to say it because I already brought it up, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil, man.
Okay.
That's pretty
I mean,
good.
that movie is.
Not Young Frankenstein.
I mean, it's pronounced Frankenstein, actually. Oh man, yeah. Ugh. Yeah, you put me on the spot, putting me first, man. You didn't give me time to think. But yeah, those are both absolutely
Yeah, pick one.
fantastic. All right, fine. I'll go with Young Frankenstein.
okay.
Army of Darkness.
Ooh, that is.
I have to go that way, not only because you went to Young Frankenstein, which is awesome. We did a whole episode on that, and Noah did an amazing job editing that one as well. But Army of Darkness brought it to a new level. Thank you.
It brought it more to like a modern sort of level.
With bringing in the Renaissance, which is like my passion. Like, if I could be a knight in shining armor, how sexy would that be with my boomstick?
Yeah. So I think one that I will say, which is not one that either one of you mentioned, but my friend Christina from Utah. I talked to you about her before.
Why is that always a female from Utah? I think these chicks are like fishing all the time. They're like monkey vining.
She mentioned a movie called Dead Alive, which is
Dead Alive.
Do you love that movie? I thought it was
my
okay,
God.
but I didn't love
Dead
it.
Alive. I don't know if it still is, but I know at least for a long time it was the bloodiest movie ever made. They used something like 216 gallons of fake blood in that movie, and
That's not that much. I go that much gas in a month.
I'll tell you what, that movie Dead Alive is hilarious
it's
because
hilarious.
she's all like, yeah, like the chick that's all trying to get with the guy. She's all like, I think your mother ate my dog.
So
Totally.
wait, is
Oh,
this
dude,
girl
I
in
didn't even
Utah? Is this
think
girl
of
in
Dead
Utah
Alive. That
married or
movie
single?
is fantastic.
That's too bad.
I give Dead Alive 10.
Currently.
Actually, I give Dead Alive
Have her
11.5
come out to the
out of
show.
10 stars.
We'll give her a topic she's interested in. Come on out from Utah. We'll
She
show
doesn't
you.
drink anymore though.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can drink.
She
her
can
share.
watch us drink.
Anyways, all right.
That could be fun.
So since you're the guest, we'll
Why
have
did you
you.
stop drinking? Why does anyone stop drinking? Idiots.
We'll cut that out.
We really won't.
So
Put the cap
Adam,
on it.
Yes.
So you'll we're right at the point to cancel the show or the cancel the show.
He's like, Jesse ate his
To
bag of
put
Doritos.
this show to an end.
To put this show to the end,
not
how
drink and
you
drive.
is there anything you want to say to the people that are watching or anything like that to in your portion?
I mean, like as far as horror movies are concerned, or in general.
In general, I'm saying if you want to say thank you to us, thank you to them, or whatever.
Both,
wrap up.
absolutely. Jesse, Noah, both fantastic, gracious hosts. Thank you for letting me drink all this wonderful scotch with you guys tonight. If you're not a horror movie fan, get on board, dude. Like, Watch horror movies. They're great. Oh, I also wanted to throw out a Dead Snow 2.
Oh, Dead Snow is awesome, and Dead Snow
Not
2.
so much the first one. I didn't care
Which
so
is
much
the one?
for the first
Which
one.
is the
but
one? Which is the one where they jump off the cliff holding on to the intestine?
I believe that's 2.
Okay.
Like Dead Snow 2 is
That's
fantastic, and
Love that movie.
yeah, it's great. And overall, like to all you patrons out there who are watching this and who have subscribed, tell your friends, tell everybody,
Have your
make them
husband subscribe.
duly subscribe, not just watch an episode. You are helping everybody out here. This is a wonderful thing that we're doing, that these guys are doing. Help us out. Help us out. Thank you all for participating and watching.
All right. Did you want me to go next, or do you want to close?
I will go next. You can close up, Noah. The next thing I have to say is exactly what Adam said. Please take the moment, subscribe to the show.
It's a click. It's a click.
It's one click. It's not a commitment. Just please subscribe. Give us a little credit. Give us feedback. We love that. We've used it in the past. We will continue to use it. Thank you, Adam, for being on the show, sharing your Shmee knowledge, subject matter expert of horror movies, and really being part of that. We loved having you on the show. I think, I'm speaking for us, but I don't believe Noah would say anything less. When we were given this opportunity, we absolutely jumped right off the cliff to it, and we'll see how it turns out.
That seems like a good thing.
What we're waiting for is to see. You guys are going to be the ones to let us know.
Jumping off the cliff like Vacation Friends.
Yeah, did we make it after Vacation Friends, or was it one of those things where we hit the rock? So let us know, and Noah, please wrap up.
Okay. So first of all, thank you, Adam, for being a part of our
I
podcast
am
tonight. I
honored and thank you.
I greatly appreciate it. As being your brother, I'm very happy that you were a part of the show.
Likewise.
Jesse, as always, my partner in the business. Thank you for everything. Oops, sorry. There we go.
That's
And,
the tips.
This show would not be without all of you viewers. So thank you to everyone who watches us. Thank you to everyone who listens to us. We are on YouTube and Rumble as far as audio goes. We're on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, and Amazon and Audible Podcast. So with that, thank you, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you really do like our show and you want to support us, please become a patron member. It only costs anywhere from $1 a month to however much you want to give to us. So, and all that money does go to us adding on to our equipment.
This Scotch isn't free.
Scotch isn't free, as my brother pointed out, and it also goes to like things like renting out movie theaters, which hopefully we will come up with a replacement for Top Gun, since it's now being pushed back to next summer. So with that, everyone, thank you very much. Hopefully you had a wonderful time with us. And one last thing before I really say goodbye, I want to say in the month of October, I do make a concerted effort to watch at least one horror movie every day of the month. So this is a fantastic episode.
To start off the month.
Getting the ball rolling.
Getting the ball rolling. Did you want to say one
I
last
just
thing?
want to remind everyone, especially here, be part of this. And life is great.
Life
And,
is great.
cheers. And please watch us again. Same Scotch time, same Scotch channel. We hope you enjoyed this evening's episode of Scotch Hour. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have not done so already, please become a patron member, with memberships starting as low as $1 a month. Thank you, and hopefully you have a wonderful evening.